So much, honorable members, and welcome back, General Sibiya. We have now done our housekeeping, which did not need you, and I think we were ready to proceed. Honorable members and our participants here, there is this ownerless cell phone. Yeah. The cell phone is ownerless, so any person who wants to claim to be an owner will have to come and produce all official documents. Yeah. Okay. We are now going to do like this. General Sibiya, welcome. This is the procedure which we are going to take. We are going to start by administering oath, and then thereafter, our evidence leader and his team, Advocate Arensen, will then lead you in the statement that you have deposed here with us. Let me say the following to you, that you have been invited to appear before this ad hoc committee, which investigate the allegations by Lieutenant General Ntantla Mkhwanazi, so that you provide information in relation to the ad hoc committee's oversight work in investigating these allegations, which include, amongst others, the alleged unlawful disbandment of the Political Killing Task Team, the PKT team, alleged moratorium on the filling of vacancies within the South African Police Services, SAPS, and alleged corrupt relationship between senior leadership within SAPS and members of the public, as well as political interference in the work of the SAPS. In extending this invitation, the ad hoc committee chairperson has indicated that you may provide such information to the committee if you so wish, under oath, in terms of the powers, privileges, and immunities of Parliament and Provincial Legislatures Act. You have indicated that you wish to take the oath so as to be afforded the protections as provided in the Powers and Privileges Act 2004. Please be informed that by law you are required to answer fully and satisfactorily all the questions lawfully put to you, or to produce any document that you are required to produce in connection with the subject matter of the inquiry, notwithstanding the fact that the answer or the document could incriminate you or expose you to criminal or civil proceedings or damages. You are, however, protected in that evidence given under oath or affirmation before a house or committee may not be used against you in any court or place outside Parliament, except in criminal proceedings concerning a charge of perjury or a charge relating to the evidence or documents required in these proceedings. Please be aware that in terms of Section 17, subsection 2 of the Powers, Privileges, and Immunities of Parliament and Provincial Legislatures Act, a person who willfully furnishes a house or committee with information or makes a statement before it which is false or misleading commits an offense and is liable to a fine or to imprisonment for a period not exceeding 2 years. You are required to take an oath or affirm that the evidence you are about to give is truthful. You may choose to take the oath or the affirmation. Which one do you prefer, General Sibiya?
I'll take an oath there, Chair.
Thank you so much. If you take oath, I will then read the following, and then you will repeat. You will mention your full names and say, I swear that the evidence I shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
I, Shadrack Sibiya, I swear that the evidence that I shall give shall be the truth and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Thank you so much, General Sibiya. I'm now handing over to Senior Counsel Advocate Arendse to start the engagements with you. Thank you so much. All the best.
Good, Chair. Good afternoon, General. Afternoon. We were supposed to start this morning, but it's afternoon. Anyway, thank you for your attendance, and thank you and your team, your legal team, for the cooperation that we've received in the past few weeks. And also more recently, some additional documents that have become available. Honorable Chair, as I indicated, these documents are being printed and will become available during the course of the day to honorable committee members. And if I may, with your leave and honorable members' leave, refer occasionally to some of those documents as I ask the witness questions. General, just by way of introduction, is there anything briefly that you want to say or mention to the honorable committee?
And thank you, Chair, and honorable members. Just to find out in relation to the fact that before we broke, Chair, there was a discussion that was actually being discussed in relation to the concern that we raised in relation to one of the honorable members in relation to his participation in these proceedings, considering the fact that the honorable member is a complainant in a member that led to a session seizure at my house. And at the same time, I have to come and account before the same parliamentary member as well. So as far as I'm concerned, there's a conflict of interest. I just want to be led by Parliament and advised with all the utmost respect. I just need to be guided by Parliament, by the Chair, by this House, as to what is the final verdict, so that I can also take legal advice from my team and then take it from there, Chair. Thank you very much, Chair.
Thank you so much, General. And I want to thank you for your courage to raise the matter with us. It's within your right to raise that matter. We are a committee of Parliament that runs in accordance with the rules that Parliament has adopted. And the rules that we have do not empower us to take any decision regarding the participation or the membership of members to committees. The only recourse that we have as a committee is to write to the Speaker of Parliament and alert that office about any other matter that would have arisen in relation to any member of the committees of Parliament. So we will accordingly bring the matters to the attention of the office of the Speaker of Parliament.
Am I allowed to take legal advice? And if the chair says no, I'm 100% ready to proceed, but I just want to because I'm trying to remain within the rules, and also not for Parliament to think that I'm being difficult, but it's a matter that we've been discussing with the legal team, because there's a better way of, maybe from my side of my legal team, to be able to express it better than I can, if it is allowed. But if the chair says no, let's proceed. I'm ready, Chair. But it is my humble request that I be given an opportunity to hear, or for my legal team to be allowed to actually express my concern more in a legal form, if it is allowed.
In terms of the terms of reference that we have passed, we have said that you have a right to consult with your lawyers, but when you come here to our proceedings, your lawyers may not represent you in our proceedings. And if you, for instance, say, I want to consult with my lawyers and hear what they say, and then I will come back and sit on this chair. It's not for you to tell us what they are saying. Remember, it's your right to consultation. And if you come back and say, no, I have consulted with my lawyers, let's proceed. Yeah. I don't think we can deny you that right to consult your lawyer.
Just 2 minutes, Chair.
Yeah. Thank you.
Good, Chair.
I'm ready, Chair.
When you say you are ready, you mean we can proceed?
Yes, Chair.
Okay. Thank you so much. Senior Counsel.
Thank you, Honourable Chair, and thank you, General Sibiya. We have discussed with you the topics that we intend to follow that you have in your witness statement. So I'm not going to ask you to read your statement. We've discussed that. Save for where you wish specifically either to read from your statement or where I direct you to a particular paragraph that I will request you to read. I've also indicated to you that given evidence that has already been given now by Lieutenant General Mkunazi and General Masemola, General Masemola being the more recent, that I will also from time to time put to you any adverse comment or comments that they made for you to give a response. I've discussed with you and your team that because our procedure is different to that of the Madlanga Commission, and we only have you, as it were, here today, I will take the opportunity of occasionally putting a contrary version to you for your comment. And you and your team have accepted that that's in order with you. In fact, you welcome the opportunity of putting your side of the story, as it were, before the honourable committee and people of this country. The themes we're going to follows the contours of our terms of reference. We look at the minister's directive, your involvement or knowledge, if any, of the political killings task team prior to the minister's directive, and subsequently the control and custody of dockets and the removal of PKTT dockets. We look at alleged political interference, alleged factionalism in SEPS. So broadly, those will be the themes that we will follow, but let's start on a more personal note. Your witness statement begins with your employment with SEPS over a number of years. And if we go to paragraph 13, it starts at paragraph 10 on page 7. This is your career path, which at paragraph 11 you'll see on the 2nd of January 1989. So it's quite a long career in SEPS, and where you have progressed to the most senior levels within SEPS. I want to just ask you, just for purposes of distinguishing between what we have today and what you currently work with and experience, just to discuss briefly your appointment to the Directorate of Special Operations, commonly referred to as the Scorpions. in 2001, which you referred to at paragraph 13. You established the Northern Cape and Free State offices in 2004, and where you appointed the special chief investigator until the Scorpions disbandment in 2009. So briefly, just describe for us your experience with the Scorpions, what your own views were on the effectiveness, etc.
Thank you, Chair. Just before I continue, Chair, in response to my short meeting with my legal team, I'm advised that I will proceed. I'm proceeding, but I must note or indicate rather that I do so under protest, Chair, in case at the ultimate end, because I will be participating in a process that I believe could be tainted. As a result, I just want to move that, Chair. Thank you very much. Chair, starting from my career path, Chair, I'm appointed as the Deputy National Commissioner and I'm responsible for crime detection. And I've been employed by the police since the 2nd of January, 1989. And I rose through the ranks, starting from where I was deployed in Knysna as a constable. And in December, I was also appointed as the head of the General Desk of Internationally Missing and Wanted Person at Interpol. I obtained my national diploma in police administration in 1996 at Technikon SA, and I also obtained my BTech degree in policing through UNISA in 2008. I'm currently registered for Masters in Arts in Criminal Justice in UNISA. In 2001, I joined the Directorate of Special Operations, colloquially known as the Scorpions, and I was based at Gauteng as a senior special investigator. I was also based at head office of the Scorpions at the NPA BGM. Then whilst I was there, I was one of the people who were sent to the Eastern Cape. When the Eastern Cape was were hit by a spate of corruption and corrupt activities at the Eastern Cape, I'm one of the people who were sent down there to go and fight corruption and maladministration in the Eastern Cape for a number of years. I was subsequently referred to head office as a project manager responsible for the Eastern Cape and Free State region. I was running those projects for those provinces. In and around 2004, I myself, together with Advocate Moleboheng Mdala Maisela, who is now a judge, we were sent to Free State, the two of us, to go and establish the office of the Scorpions that was to be responsible for both Northern Cape and the Free State. And following this, then leading to my appointment as the Chief Special Investigator in 2005. Then in 2009, the Scorpions were disbanded. I was then sent to commercial crime within the South African Police Service. But then I indicated that my interest is more in fighting organized crime, and then I was sent to organized crime at head office. When I arrived at the Scorpion head office, at the South African Police Service head office, the DPCI, the HOC's head office, at that point in time, because we were just arriving from the Scorpions, there was not much because there was no posts really allocated. I started a unit. It was a task team called Tactical Operations Management Section that dealt with serious and violent crimes, including cash in transit, ATM bombings, serious and violent murders. And this is the team that at some point between 2010, 2011, 2012, it was mostly dealing with cash in transit and ATM bombings. And I'm quite sure members can recall, because there was a point where even we were counting with Parliament in terms of the kingpins that were involved in the cash in transit that we have identified and that we were addressing. Parliament was even doing a countdown with us until 0, and for a long period of time, at some point, cash in transit became quiet because of that intervention that I was leading, to an extent that the same team that I formed today, it was actually turned into a fully fledged unit to be part of the DPCI, within the structure of the DPCI. I was then approached and promoted to become the Deputy Provincial Commissioner of Gauteng, responsible for the Directorate for Priority Crime Investigation, which is the DPCI in Gauteng. And then members will realize that it is at a time when the management of the South African Police Service decided to bring General Petros from Western Cape, who was doing well here in the Western Cape. They sent him to Gauteng because Gauteng was under pressure. When you look at the provinces, Western Cape was always #1, but Gauteng was #9 in terms of the crime fighting. As you fight crime, you check on the provinces which one is doing well and which one is not, is really suffering. General Petros was taken to Gauteng, and then I was part of the team of General Petros, which changed the whole scene in Gauteng in such a way that Gauteng became #1, no longer #9. I was there also with General Petros running the DPCI in Gauteng. And members and Chair, it is at that point in time when I was approached to conduct an investigation on the former Divisional Commissioner of Crime Intelligence, General Richard Mdluli. And I put the team together that were running the investigation, leading to the arrest of Richard Mdluli. And it is at that point in time that I actually made a lot of enemies within crime intelligence sector. Many cases were opened against me, and to an extent that even when they brought in General Ntlameza, who was to take over from General Mdluli, he immediately suspended me, immediately charged me for fraud and corruption on fraudulent kilometer claim, including the illegal rendition of the Zimbabweans. I was charged for the illegal rendition of the Zimbabwean. And when you look at the people who actually were involved in the arresting of those Zimbabweans, all of those people who were arrested by crime intelligence. And crime intelligence were even given or awarded letters of commendation, but I'm the one who was charged for illegal rendition. I got charged for fraudulent kilometer claim. When we got to court before a magistrate, the magistrate asked the prosecutor, "Why did you charge this man?" The prosecutor says, into the court record, the records are there with the voices of the prosecutor saying what I'm saying that I know there was no case, but I was instructed to put the matter on the court roll. Now, Chair and members, this took me almost 7 years to fight this thing to return back to the police, having been dismissed for crime I did not commit, which is the similar situation I'm facing now.
Sorry, General. So just following that sequence of your employment, so the time lapse between your employment with SAPS and then your subsequent re-employment on the 1st of July when you returned as the component head of organized crime. Prior to that, you were employed by the city of Joburg.
That's correct, Chair.
That period of employment, was that following the charges and the finding of guilty from Major General Shlemeza, the charges he brought against you?
That is correct, Chair.
So and your employment at the city of Joburg, some would describe it as your departure there somewhat controversial.
May I respond, Chair?
Yes.
The employment at the city of Chair and members, you will remember that I challenged my dismissal all the way. From the start, after the suspension, the judges in all the courts that ruled in this matter, they ruled in my favor to an extent that General Shlemeza was, the judge said that he's a dishonest person who lacks honor and integrity. And as a result of that, the Helen Suzman Foundation and the Freedom Under Law, they took the matter to court for General Shlemeza to be released. So now, but the fact is I was already fired. I had to follow the labor law, the labor relations process, and which took quite some time. Now, I have won the cases, and now I was at home. I was looking for a job, and an opportunity came from the city of Joburg. I applied like many others, and then I was employed by the city of Joburg. Now, I was employed daylight on a national television, approved by the council of the city of Joburg, and I participated like any other normal employee. I accounted before the committees, all the oversight bodies. So there is no any other environment that is actually regulated more than like the city. The systems put in place, everything that gets approved by the council. I was appointed officially so, and even when that was challenged, it was investigated by the public protector, was cleared by the public protector. We got the public protector report that I can refer to. Chair, you will help me here. Was the way we pegged my. We've got the public protector report in the bundle, Chair. I will just.
No, it's not there, but it's
Yeah.
fine. So you were appointed by the city of Joburg, but you had also left there.
I left.
Well, what was the circumstances of your departure there?
Because of the fact that I joined the police when I was 20 years, and today I'm 57 years. So I grew up in the police. My job is that of the police. I was there because I had no job at that point in time. But the moment the labor court appeal gave me the result that says you are being reinstated with effect from the 1st of July, I went back to the South African Parliament.
Oh, okay. So that explains your reemployment. It wasn't even a reemployment with SAPS. It was a reinstatement.
Reinstatement, as if I never left.
So the labor court found that you had been unfairly dismissed, unfairly treated.
Unfairly and substantially and procedurally dismissed.
And the primary remedy for the labor court in cases of unfair dismissal is always reinstatement.
It's reinstatement, and I was supposed to actually be paid for the difference for the whole 5 years, 6 years I was out. But because I was already employed, it cannot be, because it's being looked at as double dipping. Yeah. So the court said, no, we'll only reimburse you for the period you were unemployed. But for this other one, you were already employed, so we can't pay you since then.
So your reinstatement at SAPS on 1 July 2022 into the role of component head of organized crime in the rank of Major General, was that equivalent to the role you had occupied at the time of your dismissal?
Yes, I was a Major General, and when I was reinstated, there was already a Major General appointed at the DPCI, and then I felt that I really don't need to fight for a position and say I was the head of the DPCI. I can be deployed anywhere in the South African Police Service, and that is what I said to the management, that I'm just happy to be back, and I can be deployed. And then I was deployed at head office as a component head responsible for organized crime.
And then just about a year later, so that was quite quick, you were promoted to the rank of Lieutenant General, the rank you hold now.
Yes.
And you were appointed as the Deputy National Commissioner for Crime Detection. Who appointed you?
The National Commissioner.
And just describe briefly what is the role, function of the Deputy National Commissioner for Crime Detection, and which other sections or divisions fall under you in that role?
Chair, in short, let me start here to say that it was not within a very short space of time. Remember, it was a reinstatement since I became a general in 2010. Stretches up until 2023, which is how many years? From 2010 to 2023.
13 years.
I was a general, Major General. That's when I got promoted to. So it's quite a number of years. And my job is as a Deputy National Commissioner, in short, is to provide executive direction on crime detection matters within the SAPS. And my functions include to ensure the strategic direction on the effective investigation of crime on all levels of intelligence service for the South African Police Service. I also ensure the strategic direction with regards to the investigation of crime as set out in the South African Police Service Act 1995, inclusive of the application of forensic science and maintenance of criminal records on all criminal justice systems. I ensure strategic direction with regards to the investigation of crime within the detectives.
So you have oversight over specialized investigative divisions, the forensic services, and all intelligence-led policing initiatives.
That is correct, Chair and members. I had two divisions reporting to me, which is detective forensics and crime intelligence. Under the detective forensics, you will have your components. And the components that you will have your family violence, child protection, and sexual offenses. You will also have component that deals with crime investigation service. You will also have a serious and violent crime investigation. You will have your organized crime investigation. You have your criminal records and crime scene management. You also have forensic science laboratory and quality management, as well as commercial crime. Now, when it comes to crime intelligence, you have intelligence collection services. You also have intelligence analysis and coordination, operational intelligence support, counter and security intelligence. Now, this is the structure that I had when I was leading the when I, as a Deputy National Commissioner. However, there's a new structure that has been approved that changes crime intelligence to report to the National Commissioner, and that separates detective and forensics. In other words, you have detectives, divisional commissioner, and you also have forensic science laboratory as another division. So you still have two divisions. The two divisions that were clubbed together, detectives and forensic, there now is detectives and there's also forensics. Intelligence put into the National Commissioner.
Can I direct your attention to the core bundle? Chair, that's the Honourable Chair, that's the bundle that's not in front of you and Honourable committee members because we're having it printed. That starts at, have you got the core bundle there?
I've got it, Chair.
Page 34. That's where it starts. It's an information note. At the time, it was addressed to the acting National Commissioner. I think this was in 2015, 5 November 2015. And at the time, I see the acting National Commissioner was J.K. Pashlani. Can I ask you to turn to page 39 and 40? And at the bottom of page 39, this reads, background to the establishment of the post of Deputy National Commissioner. At the time, the Minister of Safety and Security, the scheme established 4 posts of Deputy National Commissioner and required the National Commissioner to appoint the 4 Deputy National Commissioners subject to the directions of the Minister. So in your case, were you appointed by National Commissioner Masemola?
That is correct, Chair.
And that would have been at the time when the Minister was Minister Kele.
That is correct, Chair.
Your appointment, was there any particular process that was followed?
Is the normal process that is being followed in the appointment of all senior managers that are at head office.
You apply?
You don't apply at certain levels. You just get identified, and there is a regulation that is being followed in appointing such senior managers.
So were you, must it be the case that you were identified by the National Commissioner Masemola at the time?
That is correct.
As suited for this job?
That is correct.
And it's with the approval of the Minister at the time, Becky Kele?
That is correct.
And this is what the document reads. These posts were established to enable the National Commissioner to discharge his responsibilities, exercise his powers, and perform his functions and duties effectively. And then just over the page, maybe I should ask you to read this. It's on page 40. This is your mandate. Have you got it there?
Yes, sure.
If you want to read it.
Yes. The responsibilities, powers, functions, and duties of the National Commissioner that are related to one another and related to the same environment were grouped together in different groups in terms of the scheme. A Deputy National Commissioner was appointed in respect of each environment to discharge the responsibilities, exercise the powers, and perform the functions and duties of the National Commissioner on behalf of the National Commissioner in respect of the specific environment for which he or she was appointed in accordance with the national policing policy determined by the Minister of Police and subject to any direction issued by the Minister of Police and subject to the command and control of the National Commissioner.
So how do you interpret that, and we'll deal a bit in more detail with the Minister's Directive. You want to
Paragraph 4 says, since the relevant Deputy National Commissioner exercises the powers and performs the functions and duties on behalf of the National Commissioner, the National Commissioner is by law deemed to have exercised the powers and performed the functions and duties himself. All members, including divisional commissioners and provincial commissioners, are accordingly bound thereby. So, in terms of delegation number 1 of the document entitled Delegation of Powers and Authorization to Perform Duties, the Deputy National Commissioner, South African Police Service, approved on 19 January 2012 and issued by means of Consolidation Notice 3 of 2012, the powers to perform any legal act for the service or act in any legal capacity on behalf of the service was delegated to a functionary at the level of Deputy National Commissioner. This means that a Deputy National Commissioner may exercise any act that has legal consequences for the service within his or her sphere of responsibility. The National Commissioner may assign certain functions to a Deputy National Commissioner within a sphere of policing possibility of the DNC and finalize the matters. For example, the Deputy National Commissioner Corporate Service may be assigned to approve certain appointments. So this is the document that gives powers to the appointment of the Deputy National Commissioner, and it specifies the functions of the Deputy National Commissioner, because as was mentioned by the previous witness, General Nkandla Mkwanazi, he said if the National Commissioner is alone, and for him to be able to run the whole country alone, it will be a much impossible task. So the structure allows for the National Commissioner to appoint some managers that will be able to assist him to run the country. The same applies to in the province. You also have a provincial commissioner who will have deputy provincial commissioners. At head office nationally, you will have the National Commissioner who will have deputy national commissioners. Thank you, Chair.
So, in relation to the let me use the language of the mandate, in relation to the responsibilities and functions in respect of the specific environment for which you were appointed in terms of this policy, and that would be national crime detection, forensic services, and intelligence-led policing initiatives. You had full authority to exercise those powers for and on behalf of the National Commissioner.
That is correct.
Is that your understanding?
Yes.
Although it does say in this subparagraph 6 on page 41 of the core bundle that despite these delegations, the National Commissioner retains the power
that is correct
to perform functions and duties himself or overturn any decision taken by the relevant Deputy National Commissioner in the exercise of such powers.
That is correct. That is correct.
Now, although 7 goes on to refer to certain powers that may not be delegated, that relates to him being the accounting officer, such as the power to cordon off an area and the power to suspend without remuneration, that you don't have those powers.
That is
but
correct.
all the other powers of the National Commissioner, you may exercise it, provided it falls within your sphere of responsibility.
Yes, I for an example, I cannot wake up tomorrow and employ a certain person. It's not within my powers. I cannot wake up tomorrow and establish a unit without having discussed with the National Commissioner. There are things that you can do. There are things that you cannot do that falls within your powers, and you can't accept the powers of the National Commissioner at any given moment. Operationally, you can run the way you can, but there comes a point where you need to go sit down with him and say, National Commissioner, I was thinking of doing 1, 2, 3, 4. Will you be comfortable with it? And then he will say yes or no. Once he say no, it's no.
So within your sphere or those 3 spheres of responsibility, where would Brigadier General Khumalo, where would he fit into all of this?
General Khumalo is a divisional commissioner. He's one of the divisional commissioner that reports to me. In other words, as the Deputy National Commissioner responsible for crime detection. Crime detection consists of forensics, criminal detectives and forensics, and crime intelligence. That is now not in the newly approved structure because it was just recently now changed. But all along, since my appointment, it was crime intelligence and detective and forensics. So which means crime intelligence, General Khumalo was reporting to me.
And in relation to Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi, the same document, Honorable Chair, Honorable Members, at page 43 deals with the appointment of a provincial commissioner, which of course is the national commissioner with the concurrence of the provincial executive in terms of sections 207(3) of the Constitution. And then the mandate reads as follows: a provincial commissioner reports directly to the national commissioner on all matters and to the relevant deputy national commissioner and divisional commissioner on matters resorting within the sphere of responsibility of the specific deputy national commissioner or divisional commissioner. Now, the question that flows from this is the political killings task team. Did that fall within the sphere of responsibility allocated to you in terms of your appointment as a deputy national commissioner?
It's supposed to, but that was not the case, but it's supposed to.
Oh, okay. Where did the political killings task team resort under? Under whose jurisdiction, under whose sphere of responsibility?
It should be under detectives because we are talking about investigative work. Everybody who's there is investigation or investigator. It's about murder cases that have been committed. They get investigated. And once you're talking investigation, you're talking about crime detection. But in this case, there was a different, so to put it, a very weird arrangement where you find a political killing task team. They will say to you, this is a task team that uses members of the detectives, most of them, that reports to or are project managed by Lieutenant General Khumalo, who is in crime intelligence. And that also reports to the provincial commissioner. Yes, it is acceptable, of course, that because the provincial commissioner is responsible for the province. In other words, the provincial commissioner is responsible for crime and policing in the province. But the reason why I say it was a weird type of arrangement is that You have a task team, but that has got only 4 people or 5 people that should know, or that are supposed to know what is going on in the task team. It will be the minister, General Kumalo, project manager, provincial commissioner Mkwanazi, national commissioner, and General Lebeya, to a certain extent, the former head of the DPCI, because he was mostly not so much active in it. But as far as I'm concerned, if I'm the Deputy National Commissioner that is responsible for detectives in general, intelligence as well, and I've got a top secret clearance certificate, I need to know and understand, why can't I be entrusted with knowing what this team is doing? What is it that they are busy with? And what is secretive about what they are doing that I, as the Deputy National Commissioner, am not allowed to know?
So can I ask you this? You were then appointed in July of 23 already. The events that we are discussing in this inquiry relates to what Lieutenant General Mkwanazi said at the media briefing on the 6th of July. And of course, the focus of that was the political killings task. What did you learn or know about the political killings task team as of July 2023, when you assumed the post of Deputy National Commissioner for Specialized Investigative Division, Forensic Services, and Intelligence-led Policing?
Chair, I just want to get to my calendar. Which paragraph are we, Chair?
Sorry, Jen.
Which paragraph are we at in my statement?
It's I think paragraph 50 will help you.
50.
Yes, forgive me, General, I'm sometimes jumping a bit all over the place because I'm trying to keep a particular. You address your involvement and knowledge of the operations of the PKTT on page 18 from paragraph 49 onwards.
Yes, Chair. I was aware of the PKTT that was established to focus on political killings. But I was also aware of the PKTT that were at times assigned on matters that are really not PKTT related. In other words, when the National Commissioner feels that we need such a team at such a point, he will then also deploy it, because they were a multidisciplinary team that has all the relevant expertise within the team. However, I'm of the view that when I look at it, the PKTT as a task team, and that is only and mainly focusing on KZN, it's a cause for concern. Because when you look at the PKTT and the way they were constructed, I can tell you that we have other political killings throughout the country that are not being attended by the PKTT. And I can give you a clear example if we were to go to page 145 of the core bundle. When you look at the when you look at
Sorry, General. Yeah, just Honorable Chair, Honorable Members, just to remind you again, this reference to the core bundle is the bundle you don't have before you. Will be made available. The reference here is, General, this is from page 145. This is an information note which is dated, it runs to 148. It's dated the 4th of January 2024.
That is correct.
Sorry? The Honorable Chair, I believe the bundle is available on SharePoint for those who can access SharePoint. Oh, it is now in front of the honorable members. So I'm referring to page 144 of the core bundle. We call it the core bundle. There's two. There's a bundle that's attached to the statement, and then there's another separate bundle, which is a core bundle. That's the bundle we received from General Sibiya's team yesterday. So, General, this document is submitted by you on the 4th of January 2024, and it's called a feedback report multidisciplinary investigation team on municipality killings cases in Mpumalanga from 19 January 23 to 31 March 3, and then there's also a reference to some. So what is the purpose of this document?
Here,
Why did you want us to refer to this document?
here I'm indicating, Chair and members, honorable members, this is a clear indication that these are political matters from a municipality, and they were not dealt with by the PKTT. And you can see that we are talking about your matters that were committed like around about the 2023 cases and 2022. Now I'm looking at, it says on the 19th of January 2023, the National Office established a task team to assist on the matter. The purpose was to assist on the investigation in all political matters at the Mpumalanga province. The task team comprised of 4 members, namely, I'm not going to mention the names of the members, and the docket collected and investigated are as follows. We have Mzinoni case number 09/05/20.
Okay, if we can just go through. It's Mzinoni, Petratif,
Or Mzinoni.
just Pinar, Tonga. But your point is that this is a document which shows political killings taking place in Mpumalanga
and other parts of the country.
And other parts of the country. And was this also being investigated in what is referred to as a multidisciplinary way, multidisciplinary investigation team?
Not necessarily as beefed up as the PKTT, because this one you have to extinguish fire somewhere. You have to put a team together that must go deal with the situation.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, Chair.
Now, you would have been perhaps tied up in court, or you may have still been unemployed. Or no, you would have been employed by the city of Joburg. You were employed in 2016, but you know the background now to the formation of the political killings task team, the first announcement by the president in 2018, and the subsequent establishment of this task team. So That would have been in 2018 already in May, and then fast forward, you are appointed in 2022, and when you come into office, this task team has now been established. Now, you would have attended these, I think how many times a year? 4 times a year, the Board of Commissioners meetings.
The Board of Commissioners meetings, yes, I attended.
You would, because even though it's the statute says National Commissioner and the provincial commissioners, we understand from General Masemola that other deputy national commissioners also attended that.
Yes, if the National Commissioner is not there, I have chaired 2 of those meetings.
So, so my question is, were political killings task team matters, were they ever discussed at any of these meetings?
No, I don't remember discussing political killings. I don't remember discussing, unless maybe something that slipped my mind. But in those meetings, in the Board of Commissioners meeting, there are a lot of issues that are being discussed there. And it is possible that you will have a topic where such is being discussed, unless maybe something that has slipped my mind.
Or maybe tell us what would typically be on the agenda of these Board of Commissioners meetings? Surely matters of national importance.
Yeah, it's matters of national importance where the National Commissioner needs to consult with the provincial commissioners. And then at the top management of the police, then the decision is taken there. And then once the Board of Commissioners, especially the provincial commissioner, also are buying into what is being discussed there, then there are those that passes, there are those that get returned for clarification, but mostly you find that once it is being discussed and approved there, then it's approved.
So as the Section 10, I think, of the Police Act says, it's not a decision-making body, but it's a consultative body.
That's correct.
And where you discuss matters of cooperation.
That's correct.
So that you don't cross your lines, stay in your lane, that kind of thing. Now, did Lieutenant General Nkwanazi at any stage, to your recollection, raise the issue of the political killings task teams at such a forum?
Chair, I've never had an opportunity to be favored with the minutes of the meetings, but I don't remember him raising it in a forum like that. I don't remember that part.
Before the 6th of July, when would the last Board of Commissioners meeting have taken place?
Before the 6th of July,
This year, 2025.
yeah, I think the very last one was chaired by myself. The Board of Commissioners meeting before the 6th of July. Because it's once a month, and I was the one who was chairing the last one. So I don't have the date here with me.
Now, when you were appointed in 2022, the minister was Becky Cele.
That's correct, Chair.
And then in 2024, was it? July 2024, a new minister was appointed,
Yes, Chair.
Senzo.
That's correct.
How would you describe your relationship with Minister Mkuno?
It's a relationship between a minister and one of the senior managers of the police. Like all of us, we were accounting to the National Commissioner, and we all get calls where you need to go and either explain something to the minister, or maybe get taskings. There was a standard arrangement and agreement that, look, if the minister calls you, you can't say no, but do let me know as the National Commissioner. But do go, but let me know. This is how it works.
Before you, or rather, what was your reaction when he was appointed?
Who?
When Minister Mkuno was appointed?
Well, Chair, when a new minister is appointed, we all sitting with bated breath. You don't know what is coming with, and you don't know what if he comes and say, I need a new team and I need new people. So you're all waiting to hear what is next. We're all waiting to hear, to be addressed. And we all sat down in the boardroom, and they addressed us all, and they indicated that, we have confidence in you guys. We're going to give all of you an opportunity. We want to work with you. We are here. We are part of the team. Let's work. And they gave everyone an assurance that, guys, do your work. As long as you do your work, we'll work. That's how they approached it.
Before his appointment in July 2024, did you know Minister Mkuno?
No, I didn't know. It was the first time I met him.
Sorry, did you say not really or
No,
not at all?
It was the first time I met him. It was the first time I met him.
So when he was appointed, or after he was appointed, when would you have met him for the first time?
There was a meeting that was arranged at the boardroom of the minister, the top management of the police, where we went. It was the deputy ministers and the national commissioner and the deputies. I think even the divisional commissioners were there.
And I suppose you would have just had a briefing or general discussion with him. But as the year proceeded, 2024, after July 2024, there would have been more sort of focused discussions on various areas within the South African police services to, as it were, bring him up to speed.
Yeah, as they gained momentum, and with all the deputies as well, according to their responsibilities, we began to gain speed. And as we gain speed, you get more engaged in a lot of different issues. There was a number of issues like the signing of the memorandum of understanding with the stakeholders. It will be a lot of meetings with the people like the cash industry. Why do we have cash in transit? Why do we have this? And let's meet these ones. Let's meet with the metros. Let's do this. Let's do that. So there's a whole lot of things that were taking place with the minister and the national commissioner, the whole management.
Did you, in any of these engagements, discuss the political killings task team?
No, because to me, the political task team, I was not involved in the political task team. So it was a door that was closed that we never really worried ourselves with going forward.
So someone like Lieutenant General The Lieutenant General, Major General, Khumalo.
Khumalo is a lieutenant general. We've got the major general as well, and we've got the lieutenant general, lieutenant colonel.
So Lieutenant General Khumalo, who, in terms of the document, delegation of authorities, powers, functions document, and the SEPS organogram, he resorts under you as the Deputy National Commissioner.
Then,
Did he ever account to you about what the political killing stars team was doing?
no. There's only one time where he wrote a letter requesting for a meeting with the following senior managers. Then he named them all. And the purpose was to say, look, he was in need of resources, detectives, because apparently some of the detectives that he used to use, they went back to their respective stations. So he read a letter wherein he was actually asking for a meeting. It was the very first time I attended that meeting. I think I once attended another one in KZN. I'm not so sure about it, but I've never participated. If ever I attended the meetings 1 or 2 times. Is that one? This other one was more about the resources, but that one, it was the first time I attended. I think the minister was there, and even the National Commissioner confirmed it and said that there's one meeting that he attended, but the rest I never attended.
And what was your relationship with Mkhwanazi, Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi?
I must say, I've had a good working relationship with General Mkhwanazi for years. And there was no issue at all. Only issue came just after the arrest of AKA. It came just after the arrest of AKA. I participated in the as the team were planning, and even in my case,
Okay, Honorable Ngola.
Thank you, Chair, and apologies for doing this. The general is talking about an arrest of AKA. I'm not sure if should we take it that automatically he's referring to the arrest of the alleged murderers of AKA. So maybe if that can be, we don't want to assume that he's talking about what we think he's talking about, because he's referring to an arrest of AKA.
Or whether he assumes that we all know what AKA.
my apology, Chair and member.
We're not joking about it. It's a very sensitive matter. We just saying that for the purpose of our records, if we can say everything for what it is. Yeah.
Thank you, Chair, and my apology, honorable members. That is where the difference between myself and General Mkhwanazi came in, and it was not meant to be a big issue. After the arrest of those that were involved, now we were somewhere in Cape Town with in an operation. It was Minister Kele then, but the minister came. Approached me and said, tell me, are you sure the people that were arrested are the right people? And I said, I'm quite sure, Minister, because I was involved in the process. I said, I'm quite sure. He said, can I have the team to brief me? Because I am the one who is going to be asked also in other forums, especially the media. I said, that can be arranged, Minister. Let me arrange it right away. And then contacted the province. Now, in contacting the province, I contacted the Deputy Provincial Commissioner of KZN. Yes, it is indeed true that I was supposed to actually contact the provincial commissioner as the provincial commissioner of KZN. But I contacted the deputy provincial commissioner simply because of we have been having a good relationship with John Mkwanas. I never thought he will actually make a big issue out of it. The main reason was, normally when I contact him, you find that he is busy in a meeting. He's chairing a meeting. And normally when he chairs a meeting, either his phone is on silent or is with someone else. Then I would then call the next person who I think can assist. The intention was just to try and make sure that there's not going to be any delay. Now, and I said, can you please arrange with the team members and also inform the provincial commissioner? That was General Mgobozi at the province. General Mgobozi later came to me and said, hey, General, can you please call the PC yourself because he's not impressed? I said, okay. And I called the PC with all the confidence that I had because I knew we had the relationship, me and him. And then when he responded, he was fuming. He was very angry. And he said, Sibiya, General, you're not going to own my province and order my people around. And I said, whoa, General, we are not fighting. Nobody's fighting, please. Let's not go there. He says, you call my people here and you tell them that the minister they must come to head office and I don't know about that thing. I said, no, General, I'm apologizing, but I just wanted to carry out the instruction. He said, no member is going to Pretoria. No one is going there. I don't report to politicians. That is what he said. He said, but when he said, you go tell the minister that I say, I also didn't take it kind that, but we are all trained members of the South African police service, and we grew up within the discipline of the police. And from a student, you get trained who must salute who must stand up when who comes in, who must actually salute, who must greet who, how. Now, the way he's heavy and talking to me in an aggressive manner, his tone was very heavy. I didn't take it kind myself. Then I said, but General, when you order me now and say I must go tell the minister that you are ordering me around now, and in fact, it wasn't meant to be like that. I mean, you're senior for you to talk to me the way. Then he said, oh, I don't know where you're coming with this thing of you being a senior. Then he dropped the phone. Then he followed me with a very long message that tells me that he's appointed in terms of the constitution, and then I'm appointed in terms of the police regulation, and then he's responsible for policing in KZN. From now onwards, you've got nothing to do with KZN. And now I'm being banned by the provincial commissioner to operate in KZN when in fact I'm operating nationally. When you call meetings to discuss the project at head office, his people are not there. KZN is beginning to suffer. The project are not there. The cash in transit people want to know. Cash in transit is high in KZN. We've got hitmen in KZN. We've got drugs at the harbors. We've got a lot of crime. We've got the people burning the trucks. We've got a number of issues that were happening in KZN, and yet we need to intervene from head office, and then there's no relationship. So KZN was suffering. So it was a question of we need to fix this relationship so that at least crime does not suffer. That is how it happened.
Is that your reference to what you say in paragraph 111 of your statement, page 34?
Yes.
And what was that date?
I don't have the date, Chair. The date in which that happened.
Or maybe just give us a month. It was in here.
I can simply say it is the AKA arrest. It was on the day the people were arrested. Because what happened, it was it was an anniversary. It was almost a year after the murder of AKA. And the spokesperson comes and say, the media wants to know what is going on. It's almost a year and there's nothing that is happening on the arrest of the ANC. So what must I tell the media? At the same time, that's when I started getting involved too much with the team and say, guys, now it's all in our name and now we are being disgraced here. Now, what is going on? How can we assist? How can we support that we trace these people? Then we arranged a meeting with the team. And then myself and the National Commissioner, we flew to Durban. We met the team with the provincial, the acting provincial commissioner, if I remember. But there was a team there and the prosecutor that was involved. We met at the airport. And then we agreed that they will actually arrest because we knew where the people are and who was involved. And they agreed they were going to arrest, and they arrested.
So, can you recall whether this was before or after a meeting that both of you had, also with the minister present? That was it in May this year?
No, that one of AKA, it was more of, it was Minister Kyle.
Sorry?
It was Minister Kyle at that time.
Yeah.
And this other one of May, it was Minister Senzo Mkunu.
Yeah, I'm talking about that meeting.
What about, yes, Chair?
Were the two of you in a meeting?
Yes.
And what was the purpose of that meeting? What was discussed at it?
The minister really, I saw a message, an email that was sent to me. An email that was sent to us. It was the email that was sent to us to say that there is going to be a meeting with the following individuals: the one with the minister and the national commissioner and myself, and the other one with the national commissioner, myself, and then Minister General Mkwanazi, and the minister. And in that meeting, the minister actually opened the meeting and he indicated the purpose for the meeting, and that we as senior managers, if we really don't find a way of resolving our challenges or our issues, it is South Africans that suffer. And then he would want us to find a way to resolve whatever issues that exist. And then we were okay with the meeting. We shook hands with General Mkwanazi. We saluted. We left after the meeting.
But you know, in his evidence, he says he doesn't want to shake hands with the colonel.
Minister Chair and Honorable Chair and honorable members, it is not true. It was a very matured meeting. There was no fight because immediately after that meeting, General Mkwanazi invited me to the Police Excellence Awards.
I think the invite, look at page 164 of the core bundle. 164. That was on it's a meeting for the 6th of June. Or have you got 164 of the core bundle? Maybe you tell us what that is.
Yes. Now,
Is this after the meeting?
this is after the meeting. The meeting is on the previous page. Oh.
162. This is, yeah, from
Yes,
Brigadier Letoko. Letoko is in the office of the National
of
Commission.
the National Commission.
And it's to Leon Avenant, Colonel, National Commissioner, MLC, KZN Provincial Commission. And also copied to you, Konazi, Sabola, Millicent Giuliani, and the PA for the National Commissioner. Subject, private meeting between the Minister, National Commissioner, DNC Sibiya, and KZN PC Lieutenant General Konazi. It is dated the 12th of May, 2025. Kindly be informed of the below scheduled meeting of the Minister with NATCOM, DNC, Crime Detection, and PC KZN at Minister's residence in Pretoria. So is that the meeting you refer to?
Yes.
So
Chair.
that meeting you say you shook hands, and your recollection is that that was cordial.
It is indeed so, Chair. And I'm told that if I check properly on the record, I think the meeting was actually on request by General Mkhwanazi himself that there should be this meeting so that we can address the issues that are outstanding. Now, on the 2nd of July 2025. No, not that one.
No, 164. 164.
Yeah, 164.
Yeah.
I received an invitation signed by the Provincial Commissioner of KZN, General Mkhwanazi, where he says that invitation to the Provincial Excellence Awards KwaZulu-Natal on 6 June. The KwaZulu-Natal province will be hosting the Provincial Excellence Awards to award members and officers who rendered outstanding service on Friday, 6 June 2025 at International Convention Center in Durban. All guests are required to be seated by 17:30. On behalf of the KwaZulu-Natal Provincial Commissioner, Lieutenant General N.S. Mkhwanazi, you are kindly invited to attend this important meeting event. Please RSVP not later than 2025-0603 to confirm your attendance. Should you wish to have any questions or need further assistance, please contact Colonel Funani at this number or Warrant Officer Stradom at this number. So
did you attend this awards evening?
I did attend. it.
And what was that occasion like? I take it the National Commissioner was also there.
Chair, I just don't want to make a mistake. I do know that there's one I didn't attend, but this one I don't think I attended. I didn't attend this one. There's one that I attended where it was now with the police. I think it was a National Police Day, but the excellence one I didn't attend. They even made a follow-up whether I'm coming or not, but I was not able to come because the National Commission had sent me Cape Town, I think.
And then on what is that on 165?
Well, on 165, Chair,
This is addressed to you. It's dated the 2nd of July.
before I get onto this one, Chair, I want to indicate that even subsequent to that meeting with the Minister and General Mkhwanazi, I've shared a stage with General Mkhwanazi when we were going to address the Comrade Marathon colleagues that were going to participate in the Comrade Marathon. It was myself, General Mkhwanazi, and the National Commissioner. this General Mkhwanazi who spoke, then I spoke, then the National Commissioner giving a message of support to the team. So we've been working together. I've been KZN many a times where we were working together. Even on the 4th, the Friday before the 6th of July, I got a call. The National Commissioner sent me to Parliament. I was on my way to Parliament to go and represent the National Commissioner this side. I got a call from General Mkhwanazi. And then he said to me, hello, boss, you called me boss on that day. He said, hello, boss, will you be attending will you be coming to Durban? I said, yes, General, I will be there. And then he said, Ubo Chopel, he said, you must let me know because you are the senior manager of the South African Police Service. I must know when you are in the province because you will have a puncture and the next thing you won't know what happened to you. I said, no, General, I will let you know. And then I didn't let him know though, but I went to Durban. So I'm just indicating or rather demonstrating that even on the 4th of July, the eve of the press conference, I spoke to him and I didn't even know and I didn't see it coming actually. Thank you, Chair.
So there's a number of events leading up to the 6th of July, and that includes a private meeting held with the minister where you and him were present. You say you shook hands, and your recollection is that that was a cordial meeting, and there was nothing untoward at that meeting. That was in May. Then in June, you get an invitation to attend a Provincial Excellence Award, and then subsequently you also went to Durban on the 4th of July at his invitation.
No, I didn't go at his invitation.
Please correct me.
He asked me whether will I be coming to KZN.
Okay.
I said, yes, I will be in KZN. There is this event that normally takes place every July in Durban. So he was asking whether I'll be going, and I said, yes, I'll be there.
And this is after the minister's letter of the 31st of December 2024. This is after your letters that you wrote.
Yeah, that is long after that.
Yeah. Honorable Chair, is this a convenient point to break for lunch, perhaps? Before I go on to a new topic. As you wish, Chair.